Hey, what's up, everybody? We're back with another episode of the Strollin Trollin. How you guys doing?
I'm doing good, one could say. I'm a little sniffly, but I'm good.
Likus is sick again. Big surprise.
Surprise, surprise! Likus, I told you, you gotta go see Dr. House. He'll give you malaria, which will cure whatever you have.
He's a perpetual sickness machine.
Because his ass had to go to Wyoming again.
China,
Wyoming,
I know you're looking
is
for
Wyoming
that
just
bioweapon.
Is Wyoming the disease capital of the world now?
I don't know, but I did sit next to someone who was sick on the plane, so I imagine that's where I got it from.
Ooh,
wait, so did you get like a cold on the plane, or did you throw like vomit on the plane, or both?
What is wrong with you? He didn't say either one of those.
Cold or vomit, my two options.
Or some third thing, I don't know.
Tyler says, Lucas says, I sat next to someone who was sick. Tyler says,
I didn't hear that
threw
part.
up on the plane?
I didn't hear that part.
Wait, what did you hear then?
I just heard you got sick on the plane.
Oh, yeah, no, I wasn't sick on the plane, like on the way there. But I did, yeah, I don't know, it was like the cold or something. I don't know, I felt pretty bad for like a couple days while I was there.
Are you, like, lagging or something? Is that the reason why you wouldn't let me get my funny China joke out? Pingle?
I didn't hear you say anything about
China. The
China
joke was not funny. That's why I didn't let you get it out.
You didn't even hear me. You just kept talking.
No, I heard
Yeah,
it.
I didn't hear it.
I was making a joke about how China's been looking for that bioweapon to take out the rest of the countries. He's right here. He's right there.
Oh, yeah.
True.
I'm down here.
I true.
Bingo.
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 All right, let's talk about Tyler's cruise.
What? Yeah, I went on another cruise. And I
Tyler,
died.
how many
3
stars
hours
did you see?
of torturous silence from me and Likus while Tyler reviews the cruise.
Actually, I'm going to take a swig of my ice cream sundae A&W drink.
Oh yeah, I had the one that you left here. It was not great.
So I had the regular one, and it's worse than the zero sugar one by a lot.
Eli can confirm he tried the zero sugar one and the regular one.
Because the zero sugar one was not that good.
I like the zero sugar one, actually, which is surprising coming from me.
It wasn't like bad, but it just isn't like, it's not better than regular root beer, and it's not particularly novel. You know what I mean?
Do you think this? I know A&W makes root beer, but do you really think that they were trying to keep a root beer type taste with this?
No, that's why it's called cream soda.
Exactly.
What's your point?
I don't know. My point is, I just want.
I was just comparing it to the only other drink A&W makes that matters.
Likus and me are very similar in a couple ways. We both like to throw out like big words sometimes, but the application is always different. Likus says the word novel, and I'll say things like application.
Novel is 5 letters long.
Who uses novel in that meaning in regular conversation other than you? Name one other person, I dare you.
I don't know. What other word would I use there?
Owned. I don't even remember what you said. The only thing that stuck out to me was the word novel.
I like it.
Why did he say that? It's like when we were at Target, you said,
Because
that's very good.
The word that properly described the implication I was trying to convey.
It's like the Wordle word today. I don't even remember what that
I don't
was.
even know what it, like... Alright, let's pop it open.
Caliph or something like that?
There, I can...
Caliph. Like calf, but...
I'll pull up
fancy.
Discord on my phone and on my computer at the same time.
Like, we're not working that grind set hard enough, apparently. There's a 74-year-old man in Taiwan who, how many phones does he have? 64 smartphones to play Pokemon Go.
Oh, dude.
We're not playing hard enough.
Kefir?
Yeah, Kefir.
Yeah.
I don't know what Kefir is. It took me I was like brute forcing the heck out of that one.
Yeah, I got lucky. I mean, it took me like every combination of letters. Once I had 3 green and 1 yellow, and still took like 5 minutes to test every letter combination.
Yeah, because every single word you made was not a real word, and you were like, Kefir's not a real word, why would I try that? And so you run through everything else, and then you get to Kefir, and you're just like, I guess I'll try it. There it is. That's the answer. Sometimes Wordle will just hit you with those. And in other times it'll be one of my first guessing words, and I'll get it on the first try.
There's just so many fun words you can make with 5 letters.
Bingo, I have a question for you.
What?
How many Sabaros would you say you've seen since you've been home from the cruise? Genuine question.
0.
Oh, you've seen 0 Sabaros. And you saw 3 when you were in Iceland, right?
Correct.
3?
Correct.
So what you're saying is that it's almost more weird for there to be no Sabaros here than it is for there to be 3 in Iceland.
Well,
I don't actually think that follows.
Because I don't go to the prime Sabaro habitat.
You don't have to, Likus. Tyler's not smart enough to figure that out.
The prime habitat to find Sabaros is not my job or my house. The 2 places that I've been since returning home.
Well, for someone who claims that it's strange that a quote-unquote American chain could be found in a non-American country, it's weird to me that you've seen more Sabaros in that non-American country than the American country itself. It's almost like it's not an American chain, one might say.
We're gonna...
It's Italian.
It's a New York pizza-style chain. What the hell is that? It's stuffed spinach in a piece of bread. Yeah, it's an American fast food chain.
That's called spinach bread, actually.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway. Then... I don't know where I was going with that.
I gotta open the list to look at my topics because I don't remember what I want to talk about.
We got a couple in memoriams that we need to get out of the way real quick. These are kind of old news, but I just want to say rest in peace Ozzy Osbourne and Hulk Hogan, who died a day apart from each other, which is not weird at all.
And also Chuck Mangione, you will be remembered.
True.
God bless.
Can't say I'm surprised that Hulk Hogan and Ozzy Osbourne are dead because they did a lot of drugs. And
stay safe out there, kids.
I find it even more of a miracle, honestly, that Ozzy Osbourne lived to 76 with all the drugs that he did. Must mean he's got that dog.
Well, he looked like he was 98.
He had that dog in him, I guess.
He had that bat in him.
It's okay. He managed to take Hulk Hogan with him, so it's fine.
Eye for an eye.
An eye for an eye. Yeah, I'm sure that's what Hammurabi was thinking of when he said that.
Oh. I get that that's what it's called, but it's weird that you just know that. You just pulled it out right there. You just whipped out Hammurabi. You're like, it's like the scene in American Psycho, which neither of you have seen the movie, right?
I haven't seen it.
But I guarantee you've seen the clip. It's the one where they're comparing business cards, and he's like, yes, very nice, very nice.
I actually haven't seen
I want to see
clip.
Paul Allen's card, and you're Paul Allen, and you pull out the word Hammurabi, and then American Psycho whatever his name is, I can't even remember his name, is like, I hate this guy. He's got a better card than I do. So when you pulled out Hammurabi, I was just like, Likus is using big words again.
Big words. So, another thing I want to touch on because it's really fucking stupid. Instagram did another fucking update where now every one of your posts, or like a reel or whatever, has a dumb little repost button in the same spot where the download/share button used to be. So now when I go to save my funny memes that I see from other on Instagram, I end up reposting them on my account instead because I have the habit. It's just like when who did that? It was either YouTube or Discord did that update a while back where it was they changed the location of where you go, like to the home menu or where you something.
It was the mini mode. It was the mini mode thing that you were complaining about.
Oh yeah, that was it. Yeah,
even noticed.
Yeah, that was it. That was the mini mode update.
I never had
YouTube.
that problem.
Where it's like you have the mental memory of where you're gonna do things, and then they change everything. And at least with YouTube.
Hold on. I want you to process the statement mental memory. Where else are you keeping them? Now, I throw out big words because I think of them as cool. Likus throws them out because it's in his regular vocabulary. Tyler throws them out, and he doesn't even know what he's saying.
Knowing that Hammurabi's code is not that crazy.
Well, he said eye for an eye, and I didn't think, yes, Hammurabi's code. I thought, that's weird and dumb. But Likus says, he gets up and he just goes, Hammurabi. Pulls down his proverbial shorts and whips him out.
Holy fuck. Oh, my brain's all fucked mush. Anyway. The thing with the YouTube mini mode update was at least, like, you knew that you had, like, you could see the change. Like, it sensed the change. Whereas with the Instagram repost option, you click it and it's like that. You don't even notice that anything's wrong. You think, it looks like you just didn't click anything. So you just click the screen or something. And it's just a weird thing that Instagram did, and I don't know why they did it. I don't know why they're trying to be like Twitter here. I don't know who wants to be like Twitter. X. Yeah, mental memory came in handy.
Oh. Such a funny Pingle. We love that guy.
One more news.
There's so many things. There's so many things on here. Quit trying to interrupt me, bitch. There's so many things on this list for small talk that I have not talked about that it's like a month old at this point.
I have one more news thing I want to touch on, and it's this controversy going around with the WNBA. People are taking
phallic, totally tubular phallic objects.
Plastic fun things.
Dildos, if you will.
Yeah, dildos. And they're throwing them onto the court.
I'm clipping that. Definitely clipping that. Yeah, dildos.
They're throwing dildos on the court. Obviously,
eating the cats and dogs.
Obviously, the players are not super happy about this, and the WNBA is combating this by doing a no bag policy. Now, what I'm curious about is
they put up nets. They put up nets to catch the dildos. I don't know if you've noticed that.
Did they start doing that? I didn't see that.
Yeah,
I just saw the bag policy.
Yeah, they're putting up nets. There have been like 3 or 4 people arrested for it now, which I get it. It's definitely not okay.
True.
But are we really putting people to jail for throwing dildos? Like, I feel like there are more pertinent crimes right now. We're hiding the Epstein list, but they threw a dildo. Kill them. String them up. Kill them.
Well, I think
I just generally don't care, as do most viewing audiences nowadays. It's like, if they didn't make such a big deal about it...
taking away from the Epstein effort.
That's not what I'm saying here. It's if they didn't make such a big deal out of someone throwing a dildo on the court, there wouldn't have been more dildos on the court. The only reason people are doing it now is because they saw the first guy do it. They could have just brushed that under the rug and been done.
Yeah, I mean...
But now they have to put up nets to catch the dildos.
Well, also,
like tomatoes.
If there was one instance where a guy threw a dildo and it didn't get to the court, it just hit a guy in the back of the head and caused severe head injury while he was at the game with his 8-year-old daughter.
I don't know what to tell you.
So, like, at that case, you know, yeah, you gotta take care of the guy and get him arrested.
I'm gonna say something controversial, and I'm gonna say it for the joke. I do not actually believe this position. I'm just saying it because I think it's funny. He must already be mentally brain damaged to be at a WNBA game.
Who?
I feel like preempting it that hard really softens the blow a little bit.
I have to. I don't want to get.
I feel like you could have post-empted that one instead.
Post-empted?
Yeah.
I feel like. See, there he is again, throwing out big words. But
I made that one up. I don't think that one's real.
Likus is finally using one of his topics that's on the note list.
Yes. All words are made up.
Well, that's true.
So Likus.
Go on, Queen. Slay.
Go on, Queen. I don't know why you found it so funny that I told Anne slay Queen.
I find that funny no matter who says it. It's really funny. It's
Anne was just like rolling in the freaking GIF sense. Like that George Orwell one was nuts. Oh my god. That was so out of left field. It's so perfect.
I find the word like slay queen, slay queen.
Slay.
I find that such an empowering message for. Because I find it so funny that it's so empowering. Oh, it's really funny.
Also, it was a Deadpool gif that Ann sent for bye. I don't know. She's just been on something recently with these gifs. But yeah, I don't know. I get why it's bad. I just don't care. I can't bring myself to care. I feel like if I had to pick between two things, and this is where the Epstein comparison comes in, Likus. If I had to pick between two news things that were happening right now to care about, one of them, I'm picking the Epstein list. I don't know. Yeah, they're putting up nets to catch the dildos, but you think after a while they're still going to be throwing dildos? Probably not, because it's just a fad. Like I said, it's only a thing because one guy did it and they made such a big deal out of it. Yes, it's a big deal, but you don't need to put it on the news everywhere. It's not a top story, you know? And there is a top story going on right now, which is the government is full of pedophiles, and they're trying to pretend like they're not, and confuse everybody and say that these things didn't exist, or that Jeffrey Epstein, he's not real. He's a liberal plant, but also Barack Obama and Bill Clinton were on that island. But the island's not real, but they were there. I was never there. I was never invited to this made-up island where all the liberals go.
They keep finding more pictures of him with Jeffrey Epstein.
I mean, did you see the letter or whatever?
Yeah, the one that he was like, yeah.
I don't draw. That's your defense? I don't draw pictures. It's so dumb. It's such a joke, dude.
I mean, they know.
We elected him. Just gotta say, what a great country we are.
He's fooling the people that he knows he can fool.
He's not even fooling anybody, though, is the problem. There are so many MAGA supporters that, like, as soon as he's like... Because one of his things for when he was running was, hey, we're going to release the Epstein files. And now he's like, they're not even real. It's not real. It's all made up nonsense. Are you going to pardon Ghislaine Maxwell, then? No. Why? And then it ends there. The conversation. If it's not real, then this person didn't do anything.
He did move her to, like, a less...
He did. Like, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But also, you know, when the quote-unquote survivors, who are now... can you even really call them survivors? They're still going through it right now. The President of the United States is telling every single one of them on live television that everything they went through was made up.
Yeah.
Sounds like they're still being abused to me. Whatever. Like I said, we voted them in. And we're not doing anything to get rid of him, so here we are.
Pringleson, what are you going to do to get rid of Donald Trump?
I'm not going to miss.
There's like a thought process going through my head right now. Do I leave it in? Do I take it out? What are the vlog potentials if I leave it in? Oh, God. Hey, Likus, it looks like there's a Trump rally in Wyoming. I also heard that you have a wedding to go to in Wyoming. Here's a gun.
No, you get gifted a
and
gun
when
you
they
get
come
off the
after
plane.
you, and when
Don't
they come
put me on a
after
watch
you,
list.
when they come after you, Likus, just tell them that you're sick. It'll work every time. Something about Wyoming that makes Likus hurl.
It's not even vomit sickness that I got. It was like, I don't even know. It was like a cold or the flu or something. It was kind of rough. I don't know. Pringleson, what did I get sick with? Tell me.
Lupus.
Never lupus.
Never lupus. Oh, God. Such a great show. Great show.
Never lupus.
I watched 5 more episodes of it, so I'm on episode 8 now.
Yay! Wow. Yay! It's a Rizzler. Yay!
They're putting that little creature in commercials now.
That's better. That's a better thing.
The Rizzler? What are we talking about here?
The Rizzler.
What?
Isn't like a hotel commercial or something.
He's been in a hotel
like
commercial for
Jeopardy.
Oh, the actual Rizzler. You called him... You recall... Okay, so here's... Tyler went, yay, like the Rizzler, and I thought about the Riddler from the Batman. And I was just like, in my head, I was like, I'm never gonna forget when he opens his live stream and says, hey guys, before attempting to kill 1 million people.
What?
You remember that when he starts his live stream? Hey guys, does that. So funny. And then you said they started putting that little creature in ads, and I was like, that's weird that you would refer to the Riddler as a little creature, but also, why are they putting the Riddler in ads?
Hey guys.
I was so confused. But no, we're talking about that guy.
Drew. He's been in that Hotels commercial ad for a while now. This baseball theme. Why he's in it, I have no idea. Like,
raised him up.
There's like 6 different people in that ad, and the 5 of them are just like random paid actors that nobody knows are just like pulled off the street. Then you have the Rizzler there for whatever fucking reason.
So he can do his thing.
That is true.
I don't even know. Tyler, you just need to start talking, honestly.
So actually, there was one
little bits.
There was one other
there.
piece of news that I forgot. The Howard Stern show got canceled recently after a long run, and it's already.
More importantly, nobody cares about Howard Stern. I'm just going to get that out there right now. We do not care about Howard Stern.
No,
we are here to replace Howard Stern.
Just reported again.
I have more important news. Stephen Colbert got canceled.
I did see that.
That's more important because he's actually funny.
That's true. Although I think I like John Oliver more.
John Oliver's a different.
But John Oliver isn't as funny. That's true.
And Stephen Colbert got canceled because of all of his Trump hate. So they're officially silencing the media by buying them out. We are one step closer to Hitler 2.0. Likus, I hope you're taking that trip to Wyoming soon.
Dude, I can't go again. I was already there twice.
Well, you have a very important mission. Donald J. Trump cannot become Adolf Hitler II with 2 testicles. One of them has got to go.
I don't think he's in Wyoming. He's with his personally taken over DC police force.
He's hanging out with Jeffrey Epstein's next door neighbor. Which is true, by the way. Just gotta throw that out there. Just gotta say. President of the United States is making America as great as it possibly can.
Real.
We love that man. That orange piece of shit bastard. But yeah, whatever his name is also got canceled as well. Howard Stern.
He had
I don't know.
Famous
I
for
don't know
being
who that is.
outrageous.
He was a radio show host for a long time. His show ran. It was like one of the longest running radio shows. It's finally got canceled. It should have been canceled a long time ago. He
got canceled for good reasons, but I still don't like the guy. I'm gonna be honest.
No, he was a very controversial figure.
And by good reasons, okay, hold on. I have to preface that. When I say he got canceled for good reasons, he was doing something positive, which is what got him canceled. It's good that he was canceled, which maybe it was.
That does.
But
that explanation does make your sentence make more sense because it did not make sense before.
thank you, Likus, for explaining what I just explained. Throw a couple more big words in there next time, and maybe it'll work.
Whatever.
But yeah, anyway, he called out all of the Trump supporters for some. I can't remember exactly what he said. I remember reading it, but blah 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 blah. Tyler, talk.
He
Continue talking about Howard Stern.
His downfall was very politically talked about, even though I don't think he had any political motivations at all regarding it. Basically, he was a long time, he said a lot of edgy, controversial shit, and that's why everybody liked him. And then, a few years ago, he came out and, said that it was all because of drugs, and that's how he was. But I don't believe that. I mean, I do believe that he was taking drugs, but I don't believe that was fully the reason why. I think he just didn't like internet backlash and was trying to clean up his image, even though that's virtually impossible.
I really like this news article. I'm trying to figure out what he said. It was on Twitter or something, but GQ always coming in clutch with their names. The title of this article is "If Howard Stern is really canceled, it's not because of woke."
Well, the reason why his show got canceled is because SiriusXM was losing $100 million a year from his show just because of his salary, and so they just finally pulled the plug on it.
But that wasn't. There was a bigger reason for that. It was politically charged, but yeah. It wasn't just because they couldn't afford him. Because, believe it or not, these are billion-dollar companies we're talking about here. And the same thing with Stephen Colbert. They could afford Stephen Colbert. They could afford Howard Stern. They just didn't want to. Which in Stephen Colbert's case is a little bit differently because he was the largest late-night show at the time. And now we're left with, like, some sub-rate late-night hosts. What's the other? Jimmy Fallon? Nobody likes that guy. I guess so weird.
He's a good singer, but he doesn't
the
sing
only
very
ones
often.
I've watched are Colbert and John Oliver. So
I don't watch
only
late
one I
night
watched
television
was
because I'm
Colbert.
too tired to watch late night television. So.
It's because you go to bed at 8 p.m. like a little old lady.
Oh shit! That means I gotta get to bed soon. Good night.
Too bad. Grow up, or in this case, I guess, get younger. What did you say? Go, Queen.
Go Queen! Slay! Oh god. Yeah. Anyways,
Yeah. So
Howard Stern show's gone.
the government right now is censoring the media in a way that has not been done in a long time. They are covering up pedophilia among their ranks. They are actively and aggressively trying to remove the rights of the American public, and people are still supporting them like they're doing nothing wrong. They officially do have concentration camps set up now for the quote-unquote illegal immigrants that they are kicking out of this country, with a militia force that is barely legal, in most cases not legal at all, is going to businesses and removing everybody. You know, but we're doing fine as a country. This is the best we've ever been. If it's not clear, if you're a Trump supporter, bye! You're not welcome here! Bye! I miss Barack Obama and his succulent cheeks.
It's okay. 2028, Obama will beat out Trump when Trump tries to take away term limits.
Honestly, would be the best outcome of everything. If he did do that, I would. It would be okay if Obama came back in. The problem is Obama is a righteous fellow and is not going to look at that and use it as an opportunity. He's going to be very set in stone. No, just because he got rid of the 8-year term limit doesn't mean I should run again. We have that for a reason, and the liberals are going to try to send in somebody nobody's ever heard of to try to win that back. And hopefully they don't lose to Trump again. That is, if we even get to vote ever again. You know, you're giving him a lot of credit here. It's kind of the reason we need him to, you know, and not just wait for the 3 years to be up.
that's right, Pringleson.
I don't know what you're calling him out for. You're going to Wyoming.
He doesn't live there.
No, I don't live in Wyoming. Could you imagine?
I can't wait to listen. Tyler is like so frustrating. I swear to God, because like half of this is either him not paying attention or genuinely I'm getting cut out, and this will not even be in the podcast, which is like so frustrating. Likus hears me just fine, but Tyler hears like every other word that I'm saying.
I hear everything you're saying.
What did I just say?
Oh, what did I just say?
You got me there, bub.
Bub. What's up, bubby?
Slay, bub. I see you hovering over Charlie Sheen documentary.
They just put that on there. That's a future topic. It hasn't come out yet.
Oh, God. Okay. Let's start from the bottom. Now, this is an old thing that I threw on here. I do need to point it out a little bit. And things have changed a little bit since I put that on there. But it's funny to watch Warner Brothers consistently fuck themselves in the ass. So, The Amazing World of Gumball is a Warner Bros. Owned show that used to air on Cartoon Network. It is now on Hulu. It's called The Wonderful Wacky World of Gumball or something like that. And is on Hulu, which, might I add, is a Disney-centric streaming service. And so, meanwhile, HBO Max, which is now called HBO Max again, and not just Max, because they reverted that change. Another example of them doing something stupid. Is also removing a lot of their old show catalogs. And a lot of the old shows are now off of HBO Max. Presumably to be put on other streaming services so they can start making money again. But this wouldn't be the problem if they ever had anything interesting on HBO Max to begin with. Which, we had a couple things. We had a couple things going for us. And then they got a new leader who shut everything down and decided, nope, 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 nope. For every win, we have a loss. For every Superman, we have freaking... What was the last Disney... Or the no, Disney movie? DC movie that came up before that.
Did something come out of The Flash?
Oh, it was The Flash. I think it was The Flash. So yes, they were smart for shutting the DCU down.
Yeah.
But the play is also not to shut down the Batgirl movie, which now we'll never get to see. Presumably because the Wile E. Coyote versus I want to say the ARCA. Or like AFTA. Why do I want to say that? It's Coyote versus like the company where he gets all the stuff to kill Roadrunner with. It's a court drama, and they're finally releasing that film in 2026. It's been done for a long time, and then they canned it, and now they're bringing it back. So there is a chance that we'll eventually get to see that Batgirl movie, which would be awesome for one reason and one reason over. One reason only. I'm stumbling and I'm brain dead. Help, help, help! The government, they're here! Wyoming! Ah! Brendan fuck. Brendan Fraser is playing the Firefly, and I have got to see A, live action Firefly, and B, Brendan Fraser of all people playing him. Because I think that would be so awesome. And genuinely, I don't, like, for an hour and a half movie that you've already spent all the money on, why not just put it out? But they're now making steps. You know, they still took away all those old shows off of HBO Max. They still reverted the name change. Still expensive. There's not a whole lot going on there. You know, you have shows like The Penguin, but you don't really have much else other than that. I think that HBO Max just needs to be shut down, if I'm being 100% here. And I think that would lead to mine and Tyler's crippling problem right now with the movie marathons, where for some reason we have to buy and subscribe to MGM Plus to watch more than half of the movies on the marathon list.
Which is insane.
Even though up until that point we had never even heard of MGM Plus. But, you know, shut them down. Shut them down. We don't need them. We don't like them. They're stealing our jobs. Let's go back to paying $190 a month for cable TV.
I'm getting whatever you want.
Yeah, but we have to record it. Otherwise, it'll just be gone and we'll never see it again. That's why I buy physical copies of movies. Which is... I have none nearby. The only thing physical that I have right now that I can show off, we've gotten to that part of the podcast, is this.
One Piece ship?
One Piece
Legos are finally out, and I have 3 out of 7, but 2 of them are only $10. When September 1st comes around and that $400 Black Pearl comes out, I'll be buying that and the $350 One Piece set at the same time, probably.
It's a lot of money.
Well, I have money to spend. Which brings me to my next topic. I'm ready. Promotion. I'm ready. Promotion. Jeffy's a manager now for an undisclosed organization that I will not disclose.
Yeah.
So I'm in charge of people. And the reason why I put this on here is not specifically to just, like, pat myself on the ass in front of the internet. I specifically wanted to bring this up because of how weird it is. First of all, been there less than 2 years. It'll be 2 years in September. And I'm officially a manager, finally. But, and this I can talk about, even though it's a very local company. They probably won't exist by the time this video comes out, hopefully. I used to work at Quality Dairy, which is like a little gas station-esque store. They're not, I think there's only like 5 of them that are gas stations, and there's like 15 total. But they've been shutting down places. They can't afford the rent anymore. They've been raising prices. And it's really weird to compare my prices to, at the place I currently work, to Quality Dairy prices, because we're winning in every category, including the milk, which they are known for. And we'll get to more of me talking about Quality Dairy specifics in the Work Stories podcast spin-off that me and Tyler do.
That's right.
But for years, I've known that they were a failing company. Their chip dip that they quote-unquote make, they do not make. I got into a whole argument with somebody on Facebook about this, who is their graphics designer. And I was like, yeah, they don't make their chip dip. I know this because I work there. And when we get the Prairie Farms trucks and we have to send them back because the labeling is wrong, doesn't that mean we don't make our own chip dip? And we don't. Now at the current place that I work, we also get Prairie Farms stuff. And it's funny because we have the sour cream, we have the onion dip, we have the jalapeno dip, and then we have like a bacon and cheddar one, which Quality Dairy does not have. Probably because it would be very obvious at that point that they are just rebranding Prairie Farms chip dip. Because the only reason that the jalapeno dip exists is because Prairie Farms has it. And you cannot tell me otherwise, you Quality Dairy elites out there. And the thing is the place that I currently work is selling the milk for like $2.39 a gallon. Quality Dairy, it's like $4.39 a gallon. So it's like, the place is called Quality Dairy, and their dairy prices are abysmal. I think that the only thing that they make, and I don't know about the ice cream, I'll be honest, but I think that the only thing that they make 100% is the donuts. Because their bakery still exists. However, right before I left, I was trying to get a night cleaning job at the bakery. I say left. I got fired from Quality Dairy. Fired. Again, we'll get into that in the Work Stories podcast. But the bakery I was trying to get into, they fired all but 2 people who worked there at the same time because they couldn't afford them, including their entire cleaning staff. So, if you live in the local area and you're getting things from Quality Dairy, be warned, they fired their entire bakery cleaning staff. So I can't guarantee that any of that stuff is actually clean, besides the mold that already exists in the freezers, but whatever. Minor inconvenience. It's not like they stock the donuts at night before they open, or anything.
True.
They do. Ever since I started this new job, my life has changed drastically. I'm the happiest I've ever been. Weirdly enough, one of my team members, which I am now in charge of, is a regular from Quality Dairy, which is weird and wacky. A little bit like every time I see them, I'm like, ugh. Which is not great, because I'm their boss, but she's alright. She's like a sweet old lady, so it's fine, I can deal with it. But I get reminded of it every time, and I'm just like, ah! No, I don't want to scoop ice cream again. Leave me alone. I get like weird little flashbacks to Viet Dairy.
You need Viet Dairy.
Thank you, Tyler, for laughing at that. But I now make somewhere around the ballpark of $20 an hour and like $23 on weekends. And at Quality Dairy, I made like $10 an hour. and I was working way worse hours. I was working from like during punchki season. We would work. If I closed, I would work from 7 p.m. till 2 a.m. when we close. Except for because it's punchki season and we have to put them out before they open in the morning. We would oftentimes be there until 5 o'clock in the morning, which sucks because there's enough time between your scheduled shift getting out at 2 a.m. and your next shift, which you have to be in there at 2 p.m. Until 10 p.m. that they can actually legally schedule that because there's 12 hours in between. But if I'm getting out at 5 o'clock in the morning, I have to get home, I have to shower, I have to eat, and then I have to go to sleep. So we're talking like a good hour, hour and a half, and I'm not going to fall asleep. So I would have to pull all-nighters constantly to get this done. And sometimes it would be fine. Sometimes it would also be while I was still in college. And I would have to pull an all-nighter, and in between, have to go to these classes and eat Subway with Tyler and Likus in the middle of the day on 0 hours of sleep in like 40 hours. And let's just say dropping out of college was a compound issue. But at the end of the day, it all circles back to all-nighters and how awful they are. And I just pulled another one yesterday. I was awake from 1 p.m. on... What's today? What is today, Wednesday? 1 p.m. on Monday until like 11 p.m. I think on Tuesday because I had to go get my sister dinner after work. And I just gotta be honest, not a fan. Not a fan of all-nighters anymore. I'm not even that old and I just can't do them. They hurt physically. They make you hurt. And I've gotten to the point where when I was working at Quality Dairy and still in college where I would start hallucinating things to the point where I'm just convinced that Quality Dairy is haunted because it's easier to explain than I was so sleep deprived that I heard people calling me in the middle of the night, you know? But yeah, so I don't recommend taking all-nighters because as much as it seems like you're saving so much time, like, oh, I gotta be up super early in the morning, and it's super late right now. I've only got 5 hours before I gotta get up for work. Might as well just stay up and get things done. A lot of the time, getting things done results in scrolling. Oh shit, I've gotta go to work. And that's what I did. I just stayed up the whole night scrolling through Facebook and YouTube, and I didn't even get anything done. I wanted to play Minecraft. I had to collect sugarcane so I could get more maps, so I could find a jungle biome, and then I had to get frickin' villagers to that jungle biome with the new cool and awesome happy gas. But instead, I just scroll. Not a good time. And then I had to go to work. And now that I'm a manager, I have more responsibilities. Luckily, work goes by faster that way because I've got more things to focus on. But I'm like dying. I'm like... And it doesn't help that this is a bit of a spoiler. Hopefully nobody can figure out where I work from this just mention. But I have to mix paint for people. Every time you open like a paint can and it's like a really like crappy, I should say the high quality paints smell worse. You just get hit with paint fumes and you're just like, oh! And it really like it's like shoving a Snarpie. It's like shoving a Sharpie up your nose.
Oh my god.
Whoa! All of a sudden I'm in Bill and Ted, and I'm like freaking out. Another thing, a little bit of a sidetrack, but just a fun fact. Paint fumes, scientifically, not 100% sure how it works, but there's a chemical in paint fumes that when you inhale it, it makes you hungry. So on top of being in the middle of an all-nighter, where I'm already hungry because I was dumb and didn't eat anything, but on the same token, I have to take a shit. I take a shit so bad. Because instead of doing that, I was doom scrolling all night. So I'm simultaneously stomach pain from being hungry, and the paint fumes are not helping that. But also, I have to release. But I've got so much stuff going on, and it just sucks. And then after work, I was getting dinner for my sister, and she chose Taco Bell, which on a normal thing would be great, but I'm already in a bad way. And so it's 90 degrees out. I get the Taco Bell. I bring it to my sister. We eat Taco Bell, and I'm just like, I'm not really hallucinating, but it's like when you're really, really, really high, and you're just kind of not really there. And she turns on like these SpongeBob theory videos, and I'm like, the whole time, I'm not really fully there, but it's fine. And then it starts thunderstorming, and I'm like literally in this chair watching these SpongeBob things kind of drifting off, and then boom! Right outside the window, lightning strikes the ground, and I'm just like. And then I was like, well, I'm wide awake now, thanks God. So all-nighters overall, not fun. Never doing that again. I don't care how great it may seem. It's never, ever happening ever again.
I was never the biggest fan of all-nighters. I could never pull an all-nighter. That was the problem.
That's because your regular bedtime is 8 p.m.
True.
Did you notice how I got like 3 topics out of the way in that one conversation? I'm rolling in it right now.
Kicking my ass right now.
Who is that? So funny.
Who is that? Okay. Oh fuck me.
I've got 3 of these topics that all revolve around the same thing and segue. Well, I guess that would be 4 that segue into something that me and Likus want to talk about, which is great.
Yeah.
So here we go, everybody. Are you ready? Say aye, aye, Captain.
Aye, aye, Captain.
I just need to point out that Tyler has submitted himself as a bitch. Likus didn't say anything, so that implies that Tyler knew that he was the bitch, and Likus knew that he's not a bitch. So, welcome to the party, submissive Tyler.
I'm kind of getting into that phase that you said you were in earlier, where you're just like kind of not really there. And I was like,
I called you submissive, and you said I'm kind of starting to get into that phase. I was like, okay, weird flex, I guess.
It's like we.
Actually, before we do that, didn't you get a bit of a raise too, Tyler?
I did. I went up from $12.61 an hour to $15 an hour. It's a pretty significant increase. And then I
now you're making minimum wage at my job.
True. And then I make $22.50 on overtime, which I was doing a lot of overtime. So
that's pretty good.
So I'm pretty pumped about that. In fact, I did overtime last week a little bit, so that'll be nice. And I'm gonna be doing overtime
not even
again.
on purpose either. You did that by accident because nobody told you didn't have to be there.
No, that was the week before that. That was the week before that. Last week I had to be in every day, so. That was that.
Anyway, it has been one hell of.
There's some
Tyler,
weird,
are you okay?
There's some weird ass noises going on upstairs that I keep thinking something's about to fall down the stairs, but nothing is. So continue.
Okay. So it's been one hell of a summer.
To put that right.
Movies. For movies. Big movie summer. Yay!
Big booby summer.
I went to the movies 5 times in the course of like 4 weeks, 3 weeks. It wasn't a month because it was in July and into August, like early August. But it was basically a month. And so I saw 4 movies, went 5 times, because Tyler's dumbass got confused. I saw Superman, Great movie. I saw Jurassic World. Great movie for not the movie reasons. I saw that again, thanks to Tyler. I saw Fantastic Four, and I saw the better F movie, F1. Great movie. Great
So you're
movie.
saying so you're saying F1 was better than Fantastic Four?
By a wide margin, yes.
Interesting.
Enjoyment-wise, I think Fantastic Four was my least favorite movie that I saw this summer. I can't say that it was the worst because Jurassic World takes that easily, but I did enjoy Jurassic World more than Fantastic Four.
Jurassic World is really funny.
It was so much funnier.
Such a terrible movie.
Whereas the jokes in Fantastic Four were so safe that they weren't really even jokes. And they were just kind of like snide remarks. You know, like, Johnny is talking about the Silver Surfer to, like, all the other ones. He's like, she spoke to me. And he was like, was it angry? And he was like, no, it was, like, kind. And they were like, oh, it was kind. And they're, like, making fun of him for it, but it's not really, like... They're like, no, it wasn't, like, kind. It was, like, blah, 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 blah. So kind. And they're, like, making fun of him for it. It's, like... I get that it's, like, supposed to be a joke, and as much as I prefer them to not be jokey movies, I need something in a movie like this. If you're gonna give me, like, jokes, at least have them be, like, substantial in a way. And this movie was so mid to the point where I have nothing really negative to say, and I have nothing really positive to say. Which is worse when you consider the fact that, it probably was the best Fantastic Four movie ever made.
I've warmed up to it a little bit after I saw it.
The music is probably my biggest positive. I really fuck with it.
And I do think the movie looks very good. The visual style of the movie. Yeah, that's very good as well.
They played it very safe and had Mr. Fantastic not stretch at all. Pretty much.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, and I don't really care. Like, Mr. Fantastic's coolest moments in general are not when he's stretching around. So I don't really care. But
I really think he had a cool moment in this movie, though, is my problem.
I mean, in general, as a character, you know what I mean?
His coolest moment was when his wife was giving birth in space.
So
I did enjoy that scene. Like, I think it was good. I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie. I was a little concerned when they, like, I knew it was a Marvel movie, and I'm like, in my head, I'm like, well, they showed us the woman giving birth in school, so maybe it's okay, but surely they don't show it, right? Because they removed her pants, and then it, like, kept going, and I'm like, no, there's no way, right? Thankfully, they didn't. It's not disgusting. It's a natural process. I have to, like, cleanse my karma every time I mention anything in this podcast. But, like, I was like, surely this is a step for Marvel. This is a bigger step than just dropping the F-bomb in Guardians 3. Surely they won't just, like, drop this in the most potentially tragic movie for them. Because there was a big chance that it would flop. And from what I understand, it is flopping pretty hard. I've heard that it's flopping worse than Thunderbolts did. Which I don't know if it deserves that. Yeah, that's what I've heard. And I don't know if it deserves that. Thunderbolts was a better movie, but Thunderbolts flopped, like, unreasonably hard compared to, like, the actual bad movies. Like, Ant-Man and Wasp was so much better than Thunderbolts.
I think they should have just called that movie New Avengers from the start.
I don't know if that would have helped it. I think it comes at the rock bottom phase of Marvel movies where nobody really cares anymore.
Oh yeah, like
to the point where I don't even know if Doomsday will be enough to
movie.
Like. I don't think Doomsday will do nearly as good as Infinity War did, just off of
people do. I think the like online consensus or whatever about Fantastic Four is that it was very good.
But that was the same consensus about Thunderbolts. And that movie flopped hard. That movie flopped really hard.
But, like, I don't know. I think... I definitely like this movie. I like this movie more than you do, but I also like it less than most people seem to like it.
I mean, I don't hate it. The only thing that really rubbed me wrong about this movie was the fact that nobody died. Which, you know, as a One Piece fan, is a minor complaint. Because nobody dies in One Piece ever. There have been like 2 canon deaths. They're big ones, and they mean a lot. But when it comes down to it, it's like either Sue Storm or Johnny should have died. And I thought that they were going to go somewhere really cool with Johnny, where he becomes Galactus's new herald. And then they were just like, nope. And then Sue Storm is dead on the ground, and then they put her child on him, and he's just like, Mama! And then she's like, I'm alive!
I get it. I get what they were doing in the moment, but like...
I get it, but like, was it really necessary to have like 10 minutes of, oh, she's dead, oh, and then like, boom, baby, alive. It's like, I think about this all the time, even unrelated to this movie, but it comes in a lot with this movie. I don't know how true the story is, and I'm not 100% certain where it comes from, but at some point in time, there was this woman who was taking a bath, and she sleeps really, really heavily, and she was taking a bath, she put a red bath bomb in there, and fell asleep, and so she was just laying in the water unconscious, just like, not really like doing anything, not under the water, but she was sleeping in the bathtub, and her husband comes home, and I think her brother was there too, and he's looking for her, and he enters the bathroom and sees her laying unconscious in a red bath water and starts flipping out. And of course she says she's a heavy sleeper, so she wasn't waking up at first, so they fully thought she died. And were like mourning her and crying, and they were already making phone calls and stuff, and it's like, then she wakes up, and they're like, of course, it's like, oh, thank God you're alive, but also it's like, they went through that trauma, like, for real. Like, that actually happened for them. You died. Like, obviously you didn't, but you died for them, for that 5-minute period. And I just didn't feel like I got enough of that. Like, yeah, it's fine. And you got, like I said, that 10 minutes of preamble before she comes back, but it's also like, they didn't seem affected by it at all after she was finally back. It was just like, oh, everything's back to normal. It wasn't like, hey, you died. Are you okay? Because she died.
Yeah,
like, she actually died. Whereas the lady in the bathtub was just sleeping. Like, Sue died. And then was brought back by her child. And they were just like, nah, movie over. And then I do have to say that the post-credit scene was incredibly lame. And if you do not care about Fantastic Four, which we'll be honest, 90% of the general audience does not, it means literally nothing to you. And you didn't even get to see... Because we know that Robert Downey Jr. is playing Dr. Doom. You didn't even get to see him as Dr. Doom. You see the back of his head, he doesn't say anything, and he's talking to their child. And it's like, okay, sure. Like, we knew that he was here. Like, what? Why are you showing me this?
It's weird that he wasn't in the movie at all.
I thought it was going to be peak when they were at the World Conference, and they panned over to Latveria's empty seat. I was like, oh my god, are they really going to have, like, some... Like, it would have been cool for Latveria to come in as part of the process to stop Galactus. And, like, when it very clearly was, submit your baby or the whole world dies, I fully expected Dr. Doom to show up and be like, what are you doing? You have to give up the child. Because he's always like that. Like, there was, like, a fairly recent comic book where he's, like, tearing into the Avengers. He's like, Tony Stark has an arc reactor that could solve the world energy crisis or whatever he says, and he just uses it to power a one-man suit weapon for himself. And then he's like, Hank Pym has the power to stop world hunger in a day, but uses it to make himself go big. Sue Storm could solve the not Sue Storm. Actual Storm, X-Men Storm, could solve the climate crisis, but instead decided to terraform Mars. And Wakanda, T'Challa over here, has all of this wealth and science that could help the entire world and is hoarding it himself because he does not believe the world is quote-unquote ready. And Dr. Doom is just tearing a new one into these people on live TV. And then he gets to Reed Richards and he says, you're the smartest man alive, and have you done a single thing for humanity? No. And it's like, it kind of feels like that in that's where we should have been. Where he's just like, Reed Richards isn't giving up his kid. Clearly, he cares more about his child than he does the entire planet. Clearly, one life is valued above every one of the 8 billion other people on this planet. That felt like a very Doctor Doom thing to jump in there and say. And I also think that it is super cliche and super lame that Sue Storm just walks out there with her kid and it's just like, this is Franklin. He's a baby. And then the whole world is like, yeah, that makes sense. Maybe we don't sacrifice the child. Because if you did that in the real world today, like, we've got Donald Trump hiding the Epstein list, and people still are still supporting him for that. Like, surely it wouldn't be that easy. Like, a whole organization of people was created in a one-line drop that was, like, Galactus cult worshippers or something like that. And they were just kind of like, here's Franklin, and then that's no longer a problem. The whole world works together now, including Russia, which, okay. I see what we're doing here, family. It matters, but, like, let's be a little bit more realistic. And I think it would have been more interesting, plot-wise, for Doctor Doom to get in there and be like, hey, what if we just give up the kid? And then they do it anyway. They bait Galactus with their child, and it's like, it's just lame. Like, I don't know. It's such a safe movie.
The speech didn't really bother me. Like, I don't know.
I just don't feel like, and it's crazy
realistic,
to say,
but like,
it is crazy to say that, like, it's not realistic in a movie with a stretchy man, but it's just not. Like, at least if you're going to write something like that, at least make it interesting and not just write it in and then immediately 10 minutes later write it out. You have invented conflict that led nowhere. The resolution to that conflict was 10 minutes later, and like, nothing came from it at all. It's just a moment to be like, family's important. I love all of you, but I love my son as well. And I get that from a Sue Storm perspective, but for literally every other part of that movie, it makes zero sense. And again, I think personally, great way to introduce the supposed villain for the upcoming movie Avengers Doomsday, which again, they just showed the back of his head at the end of the movie, and it's like, what's the point in showing the empty seat of Latveria at the beginning of the movie if you weren't even going to use that? Like, you panned to that seat with nothing else in frame but the word Latveria and an empty seat behind it, and then did nothing with it the rest of the movie. Not once did they mention Victor Von Doom. Not even once, not by name.
Vic VD.
He just shows up at the end of the movie.
it's just, like, I don't even think it would bother me if, like, he wasn't going to be the most important character in the next 2 movies.
Yeah.
Who's from this, yeah.
He just needs to be a part of this. He's a bigger character than they made him. Like, if the world was ending, Victor Von Doom would use that as an opportunity to save the planet. He is the biggest hater on the planet, and as soon as he finds out that Reed Richards' son is the reason why Galactus is coming, he's gonna do everything in his power to get rid of his son and to frame Reed Richards for the extinction of humanity. But didn't do that. Didn't get a single interaction. And then he shows up at the end of the movie to say hi to their kid. Wow. Whoa. And it's like, the Thunderbolts end credit scene was the Fantastic Four coming through a portal into the main universe. We didn't even get, like, an explanation for that, and it doesn't... I don't think it makes any thematic sense. Like, unless we pick up in Doomsday right after Doom shows up to say hi to their kid. But also, it would have been, in my opinion, it would have been a great way for them to get there. I thought, for sure, that Sue Storm was going to die, they were going to fail to stop Galactus, and that they were actually going to sacrifice everybody on the planet to save Franklin by going to another multiverse. I thought for sure that was what's going to happen. Because the trailers were leading to, like, you know, Reed Richards says, I don't know what's happening. I don't know if we're safe. And I was like, alright, so they're going to fail. And they kind of did, but nothing came from that. Every failure they had was usurped 10 seconds later by some random miracle plot device. in this case, Franklin Richards saving Sue Storm, or the Silver Surfer showing back up to knock Johnny out of the way, or the mole people helping the surface dwellers hide. But like, there was no, for a world-ending threat, which is our biggest problem for these movies, because they're constantly fighting world-ending threats. This one was a very nothing world-ending threat. Like, comically, in the comics, not comically as in funny, comparing Galactus to Thanos, they're like pretty equal as far as like threat level, and I would argue that Galactus in the comics is much more of a threat than Thanos is in the comics.
It depends on whether Thanos is like doing something or if he's like
stoned, then
like hang out with the goddess of death for fun.
Yeah. But like, and I'm fine with Galactus being a one-movie villain, which we don't know that he's going to be a one-movie villain. We just know that they sent him to the end of the Earth or whatever, or the end of the universe, I guess. But Galactus is like an actual threat, and for him to show up and just be like, I'm going to walk on this city now. I'm going to stare at the Statue of Liberty, and I'm going to go collect this child. It's very lame. And then the beginning of the movie,
I do think it was interesting
hyping him up.
That Galactus didn't just want to destroy the planet, he wanted the kid, so he didn't have to be Galactus anymore.
I don't know, because like, I don't know how true it is, but according to the comics, I guess, from what I hear, Franklin Richards does end up being Galactus at the end of the day. But like, I don't know. That doesn't feel like enough of a plot device. It just feels very lame and weak. It's like I said, it's very safe. Nothing happened in this movie that was like notable. It was all just like, okay, there's Galactus. So he's walking through the city. Oh, he's fighting the Fantastic Four. Oh, two of them were gonna die. Johnny didn't die. Sue didn't die. Oh, here we are, happy family at the end of the movie. And it was like, for some reason, leaving this movie really made me want to watch The Eternals, which I never ended up doing.
Yeah, you told me that, and I really don't understand why it made you feel.
So I've thought about it a little bit, and like Galactus is like a celestial being, and the Celestials play a big part in the Eternals movie.
He's like,
and at the end of the movie,
whatever, he's like higher than them, right? Because he's like,
yeah, he's like one of like the people that like is the living tribunal or Eternatus. And when I think about those people that have showed up in the MCU, I think of Eternatus, which shows up in Thor: Love and Thunder and is completely not used, really. He's like a wish machine. And then I think of the Celestials in Guardians of the Galaxy and Eternals. And like the main threat in the Eternals is that one of the Celestials is being born out of the core of the planet, and it's like an actual threat. And at the end of the movie, there's a stone statue of a Celestial that they still have done nothing with.
What they do in Captain America.
Oh, do they?
Actually, yeah.
I've not seen that, so I have no idea. But like, that was very clearly a larger threat than Galactus was, in a worse movie that is much, much older. And Galactus is just kind of like, I'm going to take the kid, or I'm going to... I mean, for a guy who's been around for trillions, if not more, years, damn is he dumb. Like, their plan was literally... It was like the simplest trap on the planet. And like, you know, at first he's about to step in there, and then he like turns his head and sees Franklin across the building in the Baxter building or whatever. And he's just walking that way after saying, "Clever insects." But like, I don't know. It was gonna be cool, and every time they were like, "Hey, we're gonna transport the entire Earth," that didn't happen. Coolness factor gone. Hey, Johnny is going to sacrifice himself by pushing Galactus into the portal, and then we're going to lose Johnny. That would have been cool, because, you know, Human Torch... Was it... it wasn't Pyro. Which one of them was actually a Herald of Galactus?
Mithra?
It wasn't...
What?
It wasn't actually Human Torch, was it?
I don't know which one of them, if any of the. I don't know.
It was a fire guy, but I can't remember who it was.
Well, he does have a fire guy.
And I thought they were going to go the route of Johnny becoming that guy in a future Fantastic Four movie. Galactus is back for someone. Presumably, he's not just the villain again, but Johnny is his herald.
He does have. He has like a rock guy as well, Terrax, and an air guy.
Oh Jesus Christ!
It's like
and a water guy.
it's like the.
I don't remember what the fire guy's name is.
Simply enough, his name is Fire Lord.
Oh, okay.
Fire Lord. Well, yeah. So Fantastic Four, not really super impressed by. Superman, on the other hand, great movie. Likus, take it away.
That's true. Superman was a great movie.
True.
It was very good. It's kind of just that simple. Like,
that's
the movie wasn't perfect. Like, it wasn't like the best superhero movie I've ever seen, but it was just such a good movie.
What is the best? Hold on. Out of curiosity, what is the best superhero movie you've ever seen? What would you put at the top of the pedestal? I know what Tyler would put there, controversially.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
That's interesting. See, I haven't even seen that one still.
I'm not
surprised
sure.
that I would rate that higher than like Age of Ultron.
Well, I do famously really love Age of Ultron, so
oh my
God.
I understand
Age of Ultron is the best Marvel movie ever made.
I love what
I don't know.
I love Noah's reaction. It's like Age of Ultron.
Let me pull up our. I'm gonna actually pull up our
tier list. I sent it to you the other day,
tier list,
so we can find it. But Superman was definitely the best DC movie I've seen.
What do you think my favorite superhero movie is? I'm curious.
I do think that, despite your gripes, I've never seen you more invested in a superhero movie in my entire life, and you still think about it every single day. I think that No Way Home has to take that cake, just because of how much of an impact it had on you.
It might be that.
Either
that's
that
probably,
or like something stupid.
Let's see. I'm going to I'm pulling up a future project here. It's my movie rankings, top 10 movies that I've ever seen, or top 20. I don't remember. I'm going to do a top 10 best and a top 10 worst. I need to find it.
All of them are Evil Bong.
Evil Bong is tied for number 1. However, there might be a movie that surpasses Evil Bong.
Okay, so as we're looking into these, I can talk about this. First of all, I saw one of the worst movies I've ever seen. I wasn't even watching it, really. My grandma was, but I kind of like walked through the room and I noticed that she was watching it, and I grabbed something to eat and was sitting down at the table. And normally I would just be doom scrolling as I'm eating food, but this time I was just watching what she was watching, and I thought it was unbelievably bad. The movie was called 7 Days in Utopia. It's a golf country movie about how God is good and it's okay to be bad at golf. And so the main character of the movie is like a golf pro whose dad has been up his ass his whole life about being good at golf. So I didn't see the whole movie. I just saw bits and pieces and like the end of the movie. At one of these golf outings, the guy like fails at something, I guess. And his dad, like, basically disowns him. Yeah, probably golf. And so he moves out to the country, I guess, and falls in love with a country girl. And he, like, learns how to ride a horse, and he does, like, bullfighting and stuff like that. And over the course of this movie, there's, like, the Frosty the Snowman-esque narrator that's, like, talking the whole time. Like, he's like, when Bobby got to the country, he did not know how to ride a horse. His new friend, blah, 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 showed him how to do it. And it was like that. And, like, towards the end of the movie, it's like, the narrator literally says, thanks to God, everything is okay. And I'm just like, what the fuck is this movie about? And it's, like, such a nothing movie. It is, like, unbelievably mid. I will put it in a marathon at some point. We'll probably do. I don't know how, because I have added an unbelievable, an ungodly amount of bad movies to the movie marathon list, just to see if any of them even remotely rival Evil Bong. And a new one that came out is maybe the worst acting I've seen from anybody in my entire life, including Evil Bong. Ice Cube in.
Oh my god.
Wait, did you watch it?
No, but I've seen clips from it.
Okay, I haven't even seen any clips.
Called?
It's War of the Worlds. So War of the Worlds.
Yeah.
So War of the Worlds is a movie franchise. This is not a standalone film, but from what I've heard, it is not even close.
War of the Worlds is not technically a movie franchise. It is a set of movies all based around the exact same event, which was a radio play that tricked the world into believing that we were being invaded by aliens. So that is what War of the Worlds is. So they're not connected. They are the same plot spread across several different movies that are like new iterations of it. Some of them are actually already in the movie marathon list. Like I think Tom Cruise did one, and I think that's in. It's either in the Aliens one
or
there's
three now. I think.
I think there are three, but I don't think one of them is in there. There was also like a play that I sing songs to all the time. There's like the one that goes dun 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 da 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 dun 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 da 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 da, and I sing that all the time. It'll pop in my head. Thank you, Yogscast, for that.
This movie,
all right,
this new one with fucking. First off, I want to know who thought. I haven't seen the movie. I haven't seen any clips from the movie, but I just need to know who the fuck casted Ice Cube for this movie.
Ice Cube is a great actor. He's done some great stuff in the past, but this is not it. And that's what's like most concerning, is that he genuinely has done some great work, and then all of a sudden he's in here, and he does some of the most abysmal things I've ever seen.
It's so bad that it got a flat 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. I didn't even know that was possible.
I think oh yeah, okay, I found it. I found this screenshot from the movie.
Okay, it's important to tell you that the entire movie takes place on a web browser. And Ice Cube is solitary, sitting in a chair in a webcam the whole movie like we are right now. He's just perpetually there.
Dude, we might have to watch this movie when we're hanging out later this week.
Well, that I was trying to figure out, Likus, are you going to come to that? I really need you to be there.
I am interested, yeah. I think I can make it work.
Because
yes!
we need to watch the B movie so I can finally do the B movie episode. We probably need to watch this. And then there's definitely a couple other random movies that we could watch. I almost wanted to be like, what if we did the VeggieTales marathon? Because I think that would be awesome.
Bring it.
But I don't think we're going to have time for it. But we definitely have time for War of the Worlds and the B movie. So
we gotta. If we're that means if we're watching the B movie, then we're doing the B movie episode right after we watch the B movie. I said B movie way too many times in that sentence.
Oh, hold on! I'm hoping this is the clip.
I just cannot believe that this movie. Like,
I did find
okay, so this movie apparently, so it's on Amazon Prime. Apparently, they made this movie like either right before COVID or during COVID, or like they started it before COVID and then they finished it, but then they just didn't release it for some reason, and now they finally decided to just throw it out. And I just cannot believe it. I mean, I've never seen a movie with a 0% score on Rotten Tomatoes before. I mean, I need to know what Evil Bong has on Rotten Tomatoes, actually.
Yeah, you should look that up, because I have no idea.
Evil Bong water? Is that a thing you can buy? Wait, where would I find its Rotten Tomatoes score?
God, I really need to find the exact moment that I'm looking for here.
There's a... Oh, God.
Oh, there we go.
Oh. Oh, that sucks. It's not rated.
Okay.
What?
Witness video is coming in from all over the world. What are you doing outside?
So again, the whole movie is him yelling into his camera. You know, he's spying on his daughter. The world is being invaded by aliens, and bad things keep happening, and he just goes, "Oh my God!" He's just so bad. It is unbelievable. Which again sucks because Ice Cube has been in some great movies. I'll pull up a few. You'll know. You'll at least have heard of them. Maybe we should do an Ice Cube marathon on the list.
So sadly, none of the Evil Bong movies are rated on Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay.
So the first
So the top three. So the top three Ice Cube movies that are listed are actually all great movies. Friday, which is a great movie. I don't know if you've heard of that. Straight Outta Compton. Boys in the Hood. Boys in the Hood is like a #1 movie. Straight Outta Compton is like a different thing, though, I will say. There's a bunch of like weird comedy movies in here as well. 21 Jump Street? 21 Jump Street. Which I know you've heard of. Are We Done Yet? Are We There Yet? That's
that
like
one's
a
in a marathon,
children's
21
movie.
Jump Street.
Triple X. Book of Life, apparently, which is weird. I didn't know he was in that. I don't know. He's in a lot of good stuff. Boys in the Hood is like the #1 movie. That's like one of the top movies made ever. Which I know sounds... I know. To anybody in our audience that may be watching 3 white guys talk about a very good movie made by black people, for black people, by black people, you know? It sounds like I'm whitewashing it by saying that it's a great movie. But it is. You can't lie to me. I know it's a great movie. I know that I'm white. I know that I have no business liking this movie as much as I do. But I do. Okay? It's a very tragic movie, but it's good. It's one of the few movies that I cry when I think about. Like The Green Mile. Like, the ending in The Green Mile is so sad. Every time I think about it, I get sad. Boys in the Hood is another one of those, because it's such a hopeful movie, and then at the very end of the movie, it just fucking guts you. Chops your legs off at the ankles.
That's how I feel when I think about the ending of Spider-Man No Way Home.
Did you look at your list?
By the way, currently, so this is not going to stand. I need to redo my rankings because they are completely fucked right now.
This is not going to stand.
Currently, it sits at number 10. Thinking about putting it at number 4, but I do have to. The top 3 are set, and then the rest of it intertwined with a bunch of ones that I know that should be on the list, but I don't know where they're going to be on the list. But right now, it probably is my favorite. It's either that or Deadpool. One of the Deadpools has to be my favorite superhero movie. But like,
that's crazy.
Deadpool.
I knew that they would be up there because you had an experience when we were watching those movies. But
what, Deadpool? Well, both of them.
Both of them. Yeah, but I when I watched you watch Spider-Man No Way Home in Likus's apartment, it was like watching like a dog see its veteran owner again after like 3 years of not seeing them. I was like, this is so wholesome. Tyler's so invested in this movie. It brought me back to when I was invested in the movie when it came out for the first time. And like seeing you react in similar ways. Like when Green Goblin was on the screen, you flipped out. You were like, there's no way. There's no way. That was me when I saw the trailer for the first time.
It literally is, and I cannot deny this. It outside of the ending, it is literally the perfect movie. It does the old characters coming back. They do that absolutely perfectly, and just like all of the characters are so fucking awesome in that movie. It is just the only thing that would make that movie, besides redoing the ending, the only thing that would make it better is if there was more Nick Fury, and then maybe
What?
Tomb, because I love Nick Fury.
I also love Nick. And
I think it would have been cool if Sandman was actually in the movie, but that's just me.
Well, there's reasons for that aren't at the movie's fault.
Yeah, I know.
You know, but like I can't blame the movie for that. At least they did get him in there a little bit. Like it is funny. It's like Spider-Man. It's me. You remember Flint Marko? It's like you're not Peter Parker. Then he gets angry and then he sends him to the crypt. But I do, like, when I saw that movie for the first time, I was totally on board with, like, Tyler in that sense. I was like, this is the best movie I've ever seen. To the point where it's one of 3 movies that I own on YouTube. No, 2 movies, which is The Fly with Jeff Goldblum and Spider-Man No Way Home. Because I wanted to watch it so bad after I watched it in theaters, so I bought it on YouTube so I could watch it. I literally watched it twice in a row. Because I was like, this is legitimately the best movie I've ever seen. Now, obviously, my opinion has changed. We're like 5 years down the line now. That came out in 2019?
No, it came out in 2021. It's about 4 years old.
2021, yeah. And so we're 4 years down the line now. Almost. Came out like late 2021. And I still really like the movie. But man, was it refreshing to see you react in that way.
Like I said, it's really hard to knock it down to an 8, which is what I ranked it as. Spoiler, the review hasn't even come out yet, but I have to because I really still do hate that ending. It is, oh god, it's just
you won't really know how bad that ending is until the new movie comes out.
Segue, because they finally did something with the new one. It's coming out next year, maybe.
Yep. Yeah, unless it gets delayed again, like every other movie that they're making. Yeah, so
you're right. My
if
opinion on the movie
and
will probably
revert
change.
everything, it'll be worse. But like if they like do something substantial with it in a way that thematically makes sense, you know?
I don't know. You guys really gotta hope that Ned and MJ are not in the movie.
I'm still holding out hope and crossing my fingers that Ned will become Hobgoblin. I'm just hoping. Please give me that. I need that. But you know, you never know. We don't know what's going to happen. We know that the Punisher is going to be in it, but that's about it.
That's like Spider-Man 6 or something.
When Ned becomes Hobgoblin. Well,
yeah.
With me knowing that the Punisher is 100% going to be in this Spider-Man movie, and that there's rumors that Daredevil will be as well, I'm thinking it's finally time for the Kingpin Central Spider-Man movies. Which he is a 3-movie villain if we play our cards right here. Where I think Marvel is very cautious about doing a Daredevil or Punisher movie. It's a very easy win if you just throw them in a Spider-Man movie, right? And you know, we know the Punisher's in it. The clips of him running in the street were filmed in public, so we know that he's in it to some degree. And I think
they officially confirmed the Hulk as well.
Yeah, for some reason.
Because
not sure why he's.
I don't know how that's going to work.
So the
that's
theory,
just so strange.
The theory is, I don't know where I heard this, but the theory is that when Doctor Strange cast the spell at the end of the movie, he was in Bruce Banner form.
Oh, I know.
And when he becomes the Hulk,
I know where he's going
he remembers Peter Parker. He's the only one that does.
Oh yeah, there is.
So that's
a comic where that happens.
They think that's what's going to happen with the Hulk. Don't know how they're going to do that, but they could.
I just don't think it matters. I just don't think it matters if that happens because Hulk and Spider-Man don't have any
interaction with each other ever. Yep. Yeah. Where in the comics that's completely different. But huge butt.
Huge butt. The Hulk has a huge butt. That's for sure.
He's one of the few. I think he still might be the only ass that we've. No, Peter Quill had an ass. He was the first and only CGI ass that Marvel have done. Potentially, when the events of No Way Home happened, Hulk was in Bruce Banner form. Maybe. Because in Shang-Chi, he is also in Bruce Banner form at the end credit scene or whatever. Like, he's not Hulk at that point. So it's very potential that could have lined up right there. It's a little sketchy. I don't know how far you go with that. Because I think the fact that... I think him becoming Bruce Banner again is a little weird and pointless if he's already fine as the Hulk and Bruce Banner at the same time. But I'm not going to sit here and pretend like it wouldn't be cool. Continue.
What I heard for that was just it was just CGI COVID something.
Budget reasons.
Then it wasn't like they did it because he wasn't the Hulk
Spider-Man was
in that moment.
Erased, yeah.
It was just because they didn't do it because they didn't have the money or time or...
Right, but in a world full of end credit scenes that they've done literally nothing with, it's very possible that they could try to make that one happen in a way that
I could see, or they just wouldn't have a reason explicitly for why he would remember.
Right.
But even still, I still just don't care if you remember.
I do because the potential here is that he wouldn't just become Professor Hulk and remember. He would become regular Hulk again, which I would love to see. And I don't know.
Some people saying Mr. Negative could negative
I don't know about Mr. Negative
does.
being in this movie. I think that it's very possible that he'll be one of the villains in the next 3 movies. I don't think he's going to be in this one, personally. I'd be surprised if he was. Scorpion is in it, and then there's 3 other villains that are nobodies that are supposedly going to be part of a montage. But with it being Daredevil and Punisher, I think that it's very easily hey, the Mafia is here. Kingpin is in charge. He's currently... I never finished the show, Daredevil, the most recent episodes. But as far as I understand it, he's still currently the mayor of New York City. Is he still that?
I didn't watch it. I don't know.
Damn it. I don't know. I'm kind of talking out my ass then. But if he is, then, he is on a anti-vigilante spree. And that includes... Punisher, that includes Daredevil, that includes Spider-Man. He's going after them. He mentions Spider-Man in Daredevil as one of the vigilantes he's not okay with. And the Spider-Man Kingpin rivalry has always been a good one in comics and in movies. We saw it in Into the Spider-Verse. We saw it in that he was the main villain in that. So it'll definitely work. I think that the Venom insertion could do well with Kingpin. Obviously, we know where that comes from. I think that Scorpion is a great villain for them to lead into with that. I think this is the time, if there ever was a time, to introduce Black Cat. There's definitely potential for this movie, but I do kind of want them... If they're going to introduce Black Cat, which again, I think now is the time, I don't want them to go back to MJ, I want there to be subtle things here and there where he's still keeping an eye on her and Ned. But I don't really want them to just hook back up immediately at the beginning of the movie. Hey, remember me? It's Peter Parker, Spider-Man, twit twit.
And she's like, whoa.
I don't want that.
Spider-Man.
The other theory is, and this is an even dumber theory than the Hulk one, but it's that because Peter asked for the spell to only people to forget about Peter Parker, that MJ still knows that she was or still is dating Spider-Man. She just doesn't know who Spider-Man is. So there's that whole thing
I don't
too.
Like that. That is
I don't think
quite an unfortunate outcome.
I don't think that they're gonna go that route. I would not be surprised if she just isn't in the movie at all, or is barely even mentioned, because it's also very heavily rumored that they're going to go with Gwen Stacy, which could also be interesting.
That would be a little bit weird, I think.
I don't think that they'll go with Gwen Stacy for 2 reasons. 1, because I do think that Black Cat will be in this movie, and 2, Gwen Stacy is currently into the Spider-Verse movies and is a very important and pertinent love interest to one Miles Morales. So it'd be weird for Gwen Stacy to be the love interest of two different Spider-Mans at the same time, especially when Black Cat is a love interest for Spider-Man. And Black Cat thematically makes sense with the black Spider-Man suit, and if Kingpin really is the villain, fits into that storyline very well.
It does.
True.
Yes, it does. Personally,
And Scorpion also fits into that very well. So I think everything is pointing towards that. I just really hope they don't drop the ball. Spider-Man movies are historically very good. All three Tom Holland movies are good. I think that as far as Marvel movies go, you can bet on the Spider-Man movie being good. With that being said, they do know how to drop the ball on movies that are going to be good. So we'll see. But I'm definitely very hopeful for that. But
I am excited. I am excited for that movie.
I am very excited.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
I'm especially excited considering Tyler will want to go see it in theaters.
I will not want to. I will be seeing it in theaters, and I will make sure that I see it in theaters. Because I will not be in Iceland next year. So, well, not planning on being in Iceland next year. Let's not rule anything out, I guess. But
We'll have to find
I'm
the
hungry for Sabaros. We both made the same joke.
anyways, my hope for the movie, personally, I really liked Zendaya as MJ. I think she was a great MJ. Much better than whatever the fuck was going on in Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. So I would love to see her back, but personally I don't think it's going to happen. But I think it'd be very controversial to leave her out. I think a lot of fans of the movie really liked their relationship, me included. So I think it would be hard to top it.
I think he'll be keeping tabs on MJ and Ned, but I don't think that they'll be like an important part of the movie.
I don't think they.
It's very possible that Kingpin finds out at some point, or Scorpion, or somebody, some villain, finds out that MJ and Ned are somebody who Spider-Man is keeping an eye on, and without knowing why, kidnaps them for something, and that's very possible. That's very on the table, but I do think that as much as a huge actress Zendaya is, I do think that despite the price of her being in there for probably a minute of screen time, she will probably make an appearance.
Probably. We'll see. I'm very excited.
Hope they don't just make her remember. That's really the only thing I want.
Yeah,
as
well. I don't want them just to revert that.
I think eventually she will remember, but I don't think it'll be in this movie.
I hope it's like, what is it, 50 First Dates or whatever, the Adam Sandler movie? Where he has to win her. This is crazy. But I do think it would work. That he has to win her over again somehow. I think it would be great if he moves on, gets with Black Cat, gets his black suit, goes to his dark place, and then meets up with MJ at, I don't know, after the Black Cat and black suit thing. Maybe he has to go to, some, not Alcoholics Anonymous, but something similar to that. And, MJ is there for some reason or whatever, and then they become friends again through that. And Peter has already moved on, and then they fall in love again. I think that would be okay. But I don't want them to just, first movie or second movie, hey, MJ remembers Peter Parker.
Yeah.
I think it's very possible that we could get 9 Tom Holland Spider-Man movies, is why I'm saying this. I think 3 trilogies is very on the table for this Spider-Man.
It really is.
Especially if at some point during these next 3 movies we get Miles Morales. I think that it is very possible to get 9. Which I'm excited for. I think that there are enough Spider-Man stories and enough villains they haven't touched yet that could make this happen.
That's another thing, because remember at the end, near the end of No Way Home, it was Electro. He's like, man, why are there no black Spider-Men? Obviously, Miles Morales.
So Miles' uncle is in
Homecoming.
Yeah. I can't remember the name of the movie. He's the guy who he webs his hand to the back of his car. That's Miles' uncle. He also makes an appearance as the Prowler in Across the Spider-Verse in their little spider prison. live action Donald Glover is just in there dressed as Prowler. So it's very possible. I think that the likelihood of him becoming Prowler is not very high because he's very anti-weapons on the street in Homecoming. But we'll see, I guess. I do think that Miles will definitely show up in the MCU. I mean,
they can always find a reason for him to do that Prowler stuff if they have to.
And I think, again, that reason is almost definitely Kingpin related, again.
Yeah.
Probably.
Like, it would be weird if it wasn't. And I think Mr. Negative as a villain is also very Kingpin related. So, I don't know, all the strings are leading back to Kingpin. We've got so many villains that we have not even touched yet. So many heroes that are classic Spider-Man heroes that we haven't even touched yet. I think 9 movies is definitely on the table. Now, as far as whether or not Tom Holland is willing to stay for those 9 movies, it'll definitely pay well, but I don't know that that'll happen because
think
of
at
that.
This point,
the Sony Marvel arguments at this point are getting, but
I think
Sony kind of gave up. So
true.
They made too many terrible Spider-Man related movies in a row.
Yes, they've canned a lot of their movies because they keep making movies like Kraven the Hunter, which is worse than Morbius. I don't know if you've heard that. Can't wait to watch it with you guys. There's specifically a scene in that I can't wait for Tyler to see because it's very reminiscent of the guy from Dominion going. But it's very funny. But yeah, so Sony is like bad movie after bad movie after bad movie. And so I think it's even potentially on the table that Marvel may officially get the rights to Spider-Man back. Sony has been hanging on very hard to those, but I think Disney might get them. Because Spider-Man is like really the only thing that Disney has left. If you look at the past few movies that have come out for Disney, 90% of them are flops. And the ones that aren't flops are like movies that are kind of like shoe-ins but end up being bad at the end of the day, like Lilo and Stitch. I heard did very well at the box office, but I also heard it's a terrible movie. Elio, Pixar's new movie, is doing so bad that Disney is like calling out their fans. Don't ask for new Pixar movies if you're not going to go see them. It's flopping that bad, and of course that's not helping. We got Marvel movies that are flopping left, right, and center. We've got not Disney. Well, I guess, yeah, we go Ariel, didn't do great. Snow White didn't do great. Like,
Snow White did
Mufasa didn't do great. Moana 2, I have no idea about because I didn't even know that movie had come out when it came out. So I don't know how that movie did in the box office, but presumably not great, probably, because I don't hear anybody talk about it, and I didn't even know the movie was out. So when we look at it, we've got a new Star Wars movie coming out soon, Grogu and the Mandalorian movie, and then we've got Avengers, Doomsday, and Spider-Man. And those are like the big 3 movies that they have to lean on, because everything else they've done for every other franchise they have has been a flop after flop after flop after flop, including Marvel movies, which the past 2 have been good, but have flopped really hard. So we'll see. Superman, I think, was really good. I'm excited to see the future of the DC universe now.
Oh, yeah.
I'm really looking forward to the Clayface movie. I cannot wait for that. That sounds
Is that the next
good.
thing? Or is the next thing the Green Lantern show?
Technically, the next thing is the Peacemaker Season 2, which I believe is out now.
Oh, sure. I have no idea.
And then I think it's Clayface and Green Lantern show. I don't know which one comes first, but I know that the next movie is Clayface. And
there's a Batman coming eventually, right?
It got delayed again. But yes, there is a Batman coming soon. It's the Batman movie, though, with Robert Pattinson, so it's completely...
Oh, when is the Brave and the Bold one?
That one is the one that they're working on, but that one's not coming soon. The Batman Part 2 is coming soon.
What? Let's go! Lesbians?
But, Clayface, as of right now, is still an R-rated movie that they're making, and it's going to be a body horror movie, which I think is going to be really good. I'm looking forward to that, and if they keep it an R-rated movie, I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure it'll do well. I'm sure it'll do pretty good box office numbers. And for like non-DC fans, I think it's a very interesting concept. Like, when I think of this Clayface being a body horror movie. I think of movies like The Invisible Man. And I think, like, I hope it'll have a very classic horror movie feeling to it. Because the guy who is Clayface is an actor, and, like, he does old action movies, he does old horror movies. He's, like, the main character in a lot of movies before his accident. And I think it would be very well... it'd be a very good movie if it had, like, a lot of those elements in there, and I'm very excited for it. But, no trailer. As soon as the trailer comes out, we'll see. For me, personally, I'm excited. Superman was great. Loved it. All the way through. Great movie, great, like, great soundtrack, great characters, great casting. I think Lex Luthor is a little skinny still. I do think that. But he's very good as Lex Luthor. That scene where they're in prison and the random guy off the street that he just saw with Superman at one point, and he just puts a bullet through his head, I was like, oh, that's a very Lex Luthor thing to do. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm hype. James Gunn, I've got a lot of faith in you. Don't fuck it up. This is literally DC's last chance, so do not fuck it up. Now, me and Tyler also saw another great movie, Jurassic World. And now we can officially talk about how the Snickers bar set off the main plot of the entire movie.
It's so stupid! It's so stupid.
So the very beginning of the movie,
Okay.
This movie has...
Okay, I need to preface something. This movie is product placement times 40. Apparently, if we're gonna watch War of the Worlds, whatever it's called, apparently that movie is like Jurassic World product placement level times another 40 just for Amazon Prime. So get ready for that. Anyway, this movie is terrible with product placement. I mean, a fucking Snickers bar setting off the whole plot of this movie on a futuristic island. It was technology.
Potentially billion-dollar door. Snickers bar wrapper falls onto the ground and gets sucked into the door after miraculously floating over to the door. And so it gets sucked into the door, and the whole door fails because a Snickers bar wrapper gets stuck in it. And then the door is just stuck open. And miraculously, for some stupid reason, it also causes another door on the other side of this containment thing to open and let this monster dinosaur through. And so everybody's running out, and this is the very beginning of the movie, and the door miraculously starts working again, and because they close it, and the guy gets stuck on the other side of the door and gets eaten by the dinosaur. But, like, they abandon the lab because the Snickers bar causes one guy to get eaten.
Okay.
And so they abandoned the lab entirely. That door got closed again. I do have to point out that door got closed again, and somehow at the end of the movie, that dinosaur is just wandering free. Not sure how that happens. Not sure how it lived. But, plot devices.
Apparently, that's not even the reason why the lab was abandoned in the first place. I don't remember if they touch on it in the movie, but apparently it came out later on that there was another that didn't cause the lab to be shut down, but then there was like a thing another couple years later, like something to do with the Indominus shit Jurassic World that then caused it to be shut down or something. It's really bad, and it doesn't make any sense.
It still doesn't explain how that giant dinosaur got out of its containment cage in either the beginning of the movie or the end of the movie. That thing should have died, plain and simply, like way before they got to the island. Secondly, funnily enough, this is probably one of the funniest villains I've ever seen in a movie. He is a guy who works for a pharmaceutical company. So, Big Pharma is the villain of this movie, which I think is hilarious. And they need to go to the island to get 3 syringe blood pools from the biggest dinosaurs on the island for this miracle drug that could cure cancer and do everything else in the world. I mean, let's not think about the logistics of a miracle drug, because we're already in a world where dinosaurs were brought back from the dead, so whatever. And so they have to go get the mosasaur blood, which is actually probably the best part of the movie, is everything that has to do with the mosasaurus and spinosauruses.
Those Spinosaurs
Then they
are
have
so
to get,
cool.
Then they have to get the what was the sauropod called?
The Titanosaur. That was another really good part of the movie.
Yeah, the Titanosaur.
That might
Another
be
great
my favorite
scene.
part.
And then they have to get the Quetzal blood from the giant parasaur bird. The plot by itself is dumb, but like all the scenes where they have to get the stuff from everything is really cool. It's everything in between that and the end of the movie and the beginning of the movie that's really dumb. I've seen a lot of dumb Jurassic World movies. I've seen 4 good Jurassic World movies, and I've seen 3 bad ones. I still don't think this takes the cake. I think that Dominion is worse than this movie.
Dominion
is so much
much worse than this because they completely butcher the legacy characters, which just ruined it. Like, at least with this movie,
Jeff Goldblum would never slide into anybody's DMs.
Well, then, like, this movie, like, you have a fresh new set of characters. There's very little ties.
Which are likable, by the way. I have to say that the new characters are likable.
Okay, they're... I have to make
There's,
okay.
Wait, I get... Is Tyler about to say that he's not going to like one? Let's see.
What? What did you say?
There is big complaints that it seems like Scarlett Johansson kind of just bullshitted her way through this movie because...
I knew it.
And...
Paycheck. I think that she's fine. I don't...
She does a fine job. I like her in the movie.
It's a Jurassic World movie. What do you expect?
The only character that I... So the only people that I think really go through like significant character change in this movie though are like the museum guy and the boyfriend. Those are like the only 2 that go through like any. And I really like the boyfriend's character development from like becoming like one of the most unlikable people I've ever seen in a fucking movie to like awesome. Then the other guy was cool too. And like the other characters, they're fine characters. The
museum guy was like probably the best part of the movie.
I
think he was like such a likable character. We have not had a character dislikable since like Owen Wilson in Jurassic World. And I think him and the guy. I did not mean to say Owen Wilson. Owen Grady.
Good shout, Dominus.
Lightning McQueen was not in these movies. Owen Grady.
You have to put that in the thumbnail now. Owen Wilson talking to the Indominus Rex. Say good job.
Owen Grady was the last likable character. That, I guess, is still alive, because the guy who flew the helicopter was also a likable character.
Simon Masrani, yeah.
But he's dead now, so... Yeah, Simon Simon Towell. Anyway, I think the characters in this movie are great. I think that they're fine. I think that...
The writing is just... The writing is just
the problem I have is with the writing.
It's god-awful writing.
Yeah. It is second worst movie, I think, of all 7 of them. Now, it's definitely third. I cannot give Jurassic Park 3 enough credit to put it above this movie.
No! Okay, the
writing in that movie is abysmal.
I do put Jurassic Park 3 just above this movie, only slightly, because... That movie has some really stupid moments, and the writing is god-awful. Like, there's like a, what's it called? There's like a spectrum of Jurassic Park movies. You got like the god tier level movies like Jurassic Park, Lost World, and whatnot. Then as it gradually shifts, you go like Jurassic World, then you got Fallen Kingdom, then you got Jurassic Park 3, then you got this one, and then you got Dominion all the way over here. So it's just like this big spectrum.
All the way over there, yeah. I cannot wait to do that marathon with Likus. I do think that you will enjoy them more than you think you will. I know they're dinosaur movies. Ooh, spectacle is done after the first movie. But genuinely, the the dinosaurs are just there to be cool. The characters are the best part of these movies. And there's no more pertinent point to that than The Lost World, because Jeff Goldblum plays the main character. And that's, like, the only reason that movie is as good as it is. But, yeah, I do really like these movies. Jurassic World, this new one, is so mid, though. Now, the best movie I saw this summer, almost definitely the best movie I saw this summer, was F1.
That's insane.
And
That was the best one.
I do think it was better than Superman. I really liked Superman, but F1 is such a good movie.
It really is.
I saw that with Tyler. Now, about the movie itself, I don't really have much to talk about. It's just a really good, wholesome movie. It's really fun and very stressful in some places, and I think that the characters are really good. I think everybody in the movie does such a great job.
The only thing bad I have to say about the movie is that it does not depict F1 at all, how F1 goes. Which, like, you can't make a realistic depiction of F1 because the movie would not.
Not in a movie, right?
Well, they did an F1 documentary following like a championship battle in F1, and people Netflix did it, and people are like, it's like glorifies it so heavily that it's not even like actual what it was in F1 anymore. It's like, well, because F1's boring as shit. So, of course, you can't make that into a movie. You can't make that into a documentary without having to put in some pieces to glorify it. That's every sports movie, though, too. Every sports movie has this. It's not just this movie.
Just like the Jurassic World movies, this movie is less about F1 and more about the characters. And then they really shine through in this movie. And they are all... The character arcs in this movie are incredibly good. Very well written. It's a very classic... action movie. It's just good. It's wholesome. It's just nice. It's a regular movie, not a superhero movie, not a dinosaur movie, not, a comedy. Like, it's just a regular movie as far as the term regular can go. But it was definitely the best movie in the series. The thing I want to talk about is the experience before the movie started. Because me and Tyler recorded a short where we paid for the ad-free experience of the movie. And then shortly after, this guy comes in to clean the theater, and we were not there that early. I'm going to be honest, we were not there that early at all. And the guy is just kind of like cleaning the theater, and it was probably the most awkward experience I've ever had in my life. Me and Tyler sitting there giggling as this guy cleans the theater. I wanted to say library so bad.
Like, he walked in, he had headphones on. I genuinely think that he did not know that there was a movie about to come on. And, like, he thought the theater was completely empty. And when he turned around and saw us sitting back there, he, like, had to contemplate, oh, shit, am I in the right place?
He came in, he did come in, and then turn around and leave, and then come back in, and then clean. No. Tyler is right, that did happen.
And then he's like... He was a chill guy, like, we just really...
Fine.
We were just, like, sitting there at awkward sides, because, like, we thought we had the theater to ourselves. We didn't... There were 2 other people ended up showing up, so we didn't have the theater to ourselves, unfortunately, but... It was still pretty much empty,
right.
Which is... I mean, I guess for a movie that was about to leave theaters, and had been out for, like, a month at that point... I'm sure nobody really wanted to see it anymore because they've already seen it, but I guess point made.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to find...
Oh, but it was funny.
I don't know, because me and Tyler just recorded that short, so we were talking about Tyler's YouTube channel and stuff, and then the guy walks in, and instead of continuing talking, we just went silent. We just went silent, and it was so awkward. Definitely not only for us, but for that guy as well, because we didn't just want to talk while he was in there. It felt wrong.
It did. It felt right.
The guy was just, like, cleaning. And, like,
I probably would have continued our conversation had there been other people in there also making conversation. But, like, it was just us.
But I didn't want to just... Yeah, I didn't want to just, like, talk about this stuff in front of this guy and just force him to listen to our nerd conversation.
Nerd!
Another thing I want to talk about specifically. What the fuck is the point of the Avatar movies? Well, we're on the topic of movies. Why do they keep making them? What caused them to make 5 to begin with?
The first one watching these movies the highest-grossing movie ever, right?
But it's not because of the story's good. It's because the CGI was revolutionary when it came out. And the fact that no other movie has passed that is insane, by the way.
Because that movie came out in 2010, right? The first one did? Or 2009? Right in the middle of the Great Recession. So, like, it's kind of crazy that it's... I don't think it deserves that title. I really don't. I don't know. I need to see it, but we can't see it. There's not one, but 2 more movies in production.
5 total. There's been one that's out, another one that already came out, another one that's coming out soon, and then there's 2 more after that.
Which is insane.
And I just want to know what is the point of these movies? What do they do? I've seen the first one. It's a nothing movie. They go to the planet. The military goes to the planet because they're going to drain it of its resources. And they get there, and the main character, Jake Sully, I think is his name, which is weird that I remember that, goes into an avatar body and, like, gets to know the people and falls in love with one of them. And it's just like, all right, we got to stop them from destroying this planet. Movie ends. Fine, that's fine, where it is. The next movie, they have kids. I haven't seen that movie. The movie after that, they're still fighting people. And what are we doing? What's the plot here? We've already stopped them from draining this planet's resources. Now, we've had another movie where supposedly that happened again. I don't know. Maybe they fought another group of people. I don't know. Are we doing Avatar Civil War? What is happening here? I just want to know what the point is. And who looked at the first movie? Because clearly somebody who was dumb saw this first Avatar movie and said, oh my god, this movie is doing insane, we have to make more, without realizing the reason why that movie was so good. That movie blew up that way and had such a high box office numbers because the CGI was revolutionary and everybody was talking about how good it looked. Not a single person could name a single character from that movie, except for me, apparently. I remember Jake Sully. First and last name.
Insane ball knowledge. I almost just spilt my drink.
Insane ball knowledge?
Yeah.
I do think that the only reason I know that is because of the Avatar Lego sets, which flopped incredibly hard, I gotta say. I just don't know. They have so much faith in this movie franchise, and I have no idea why. I don't think anybody genuinely likes the movie. I just think, like, everybody's like, yeah, it's a great movie. It looks super good. I couldn't tell you anything about it, but it looks great.
Let me see how much money the second one made.
So that segues into a topic that
it had to have made a lot just because of how big it was, but the first one, I mean, like the second one coming out, everybody would be like, oh, I remember the first one. That movie was huge.
It has a 76 on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's not, like, outstanding, though.
I know.
That's a C.
But it's not, like, bad.
But we have...
Yeah, it made its box office was $2.3 billion.
Which is insane.
How much did the first one make?
Let's see. Avatar 2 redirects here for the second season of Avatar The Last Airbender 2. Wow.
While you're looking for that, the trailer for the One Piece live action season 2 just came out, and they're already making season 3. I vote that if I finally get to put a show on the marathon list, that I finally make you guys watch One Piece again.
No.
To be fair, there is a One Piece movies marathon list, and I'm excited for that because all those movies are great.
Avatar 1 made $2.9 billion.
So yeah, it made a lot of money, but I do think that we'll probably see a downward trend. Because I never heard anybody talk about Avatar 2. I don't know if that's true, though. I mean, like, as it should as far as an Avatar movie, yes, but for movies in general, that's not what you want. Like, it's, yes, obviously, Avatar, the movie that nobody cared about the characters or the story, just the visuals, should have made less in the second movie than the first one, because the CGI is no longer the hype that it had. But, however, I'm interested to see how much lower this new movie is. Now, it's very possible that the story in the new movie is incredibly good, but, at the same time, Thunderbolts flopped. Fantastic Four is flopping. Pretty good stories, pretty good movies, not making a lot of money. So it'd be interesting to see, especially if Avatar 3 does better than Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four. Not good for Marvel, I'll be honest. Not good. Not good at all. But, I don't know, I'm interested in seeing where that goes.
Well, it's probably going to do better, considering how good they did, which is not very, so...
Yeah, I know.
Let me check what Fantastic Four is looking like box office-wise.
I have a lot of topics here that are, like, weird conversations.
This kind of segues into another.
Okay, yeah, the reporting on it is not very, like, continues box office dive.
Yeah, it's not... From what I understand, it's not doing great in the box office.
Yeah, so far it's worldwide about 440 million.
How much did Thunderbolts make?
Let's see.
What's Joe Rogan's guy's name? That looks it up.
Jamie.
Jamie.
Thunderbolts worldwide was 382 million.
So it's doing slightly better.
So
than
it's better.
But not by a lot. Which sucks, because both of those movies are better than everything else that has come out since No Way Home. You'll come around eventually on Love and
Well,
Thunder.
that's not true.
I think it
I
is.
still scored it an 8.
Well, you haven't seen Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Oh, that's true. I haven't seen that movie. I just keep forgetting that movie exists. And I still haven't seen Captain America, and I still haven't seen the Marvels, you know.
These are both better than Captain America, and I haven't seen the Marvels either.
Well, our Marvel's virginity will be taken when we do that marathon. I'm not looking forward to getting back into the Marvel marathons, though, I'll be honest. We really need to knock out some of those other ones.
We really just need to do a marathon. We haven't done a marathon in quite a while.
Yeah, I know. We should be doing them every Wednesday.
What?
We just need days to line up.
Yeah.
And the problem is
Oh, let's see how Superman is.
Oh, Superman should be doing great. The meme culture
Although
on
the
Superman
reporting,
is great too.
the reporting on Superman is not awesome.
What is it?
There's most of them are good, but some of them are like James Gunn denies reports that Superman will lose money at the box office. Yeah, I mean,
from what I understand, it's already not
580 million. It's 580 million worldwide. So it's better than Fantastic Four.
So it definitely should have
securely.
not lost money at the box office then, because
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why they're saying that.
I don't know either. But I think that's fine for a DC movie, especially. That's fine. I mean, Man of Steel didn't even make that much.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's certainly not crazy good, but it's good.
I think movies in general are kind of falling off.
People, I mean, they're spending so much money on a movie. Like, it's insane to me that a movie $580 million, like, a question of whether it made money. You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, because, well, you set the standard with Avatar, And then you get into like these crazy CGI focused movies like Infinity War, which is 90% CGI. You know, like it's just going to lead that way. And instead of making good movies that aren't as good as past movies, they try to one up themselves every single time. And I just think that they need to not do that. Which is why I think Thunderbolts is so much of a better movie, because as far as CGI goes, yeah, it's in there, but it's not really that crazy. I don't even think that the Fantastic Four CGI is all that crazy. You know, they just made a guy big.
This big guy, yeah.
Yeah.
And they stretch. I mean, the Mr. Fantastic stretching looks good in the movie, at least. That's good.
Yeah.
He doesn't do it very much, but, like,
right.
It's good, at least.
True.
But, you know, with Ant-Man and the Wasp, that was a 90% CGI movie, and of course it flopped. I mean, look at how MODOK looked.
You know, I still haven't watched Ant-Man 3.
Me neither. It's funny how much we've fallen off of that hype train for good reason. I don't know. I'm excited for Doomsday. I'm hesitantly excited, I should say. I don't really want to hope it'll be good because I have a feeling that it will be bad.
I'm just glad that...
and I do think that if it is bad... Yeah. I think that if Doomsday does flop, MCU is probably done. I think Spider-Man will be the only thing that they have.
Yeah, I mean, they just start over, right?
Yeah, I do think that they should do that. I think that they'll probably make, like, a couple random movies here and there, but we may never see, like, a Infinity War level crossover again if Doomsday does as bad as people are saying it's going to be.
I mean, they're spending so much money on that. You know what I mean?
And the ending still hasn't been finished. They still don't know how the movie's going to end. And this movie's supposed to come out next year, right?
I think Secret Wars is the second one, right?
Well, Spider-Man's supposed to come out next year, and they just started filming it, so...
Well,
yeah, but it's 1 year
away. The difference between
time.
Spider-Man and Doomsday is that Doomsday is supposed to be a larger movie than Spider-Man. The post-production for Doomsday is insane compared to Spider-Man.
Yeah. They've got, like,
ideally
50 main characters that have to be paid, like, $1 billion each.
Rip.
They were given Robert Downey Jr. like $80 million for these two movies.
Yep. And there's rumors that Chris Evans will be back again as a new, different character. Ryan Reynolds just put something on his Twitter that kind of proves that he's going to be in it. So they're paying Ryan Reynolds to be in this movie. Pedro Pascal is going to be in this movie. That's a
Chris Hemsworth. I mean,
yep,
all of the, like.
Anthony Mackie playing Captain America has to be being paid a lot.
They're not gonna be like insane, but it's still gonna be like probably like $5 million for each of those.
I mean, it really just depends on how much they're in the movie. But I mean, if they're paying Doctor Doom $80 million for 2 movies, they gotta pay some heroes. And I mean, like, it's just
I have
the way.
I have to imagine like Thor and Loki are probably gonna be major characters.
The thing is I do think
Captain America probably will be.
There will be a lot of characters who are not paid nearly as many as others, and I'm sure we'll hear something about it. Like Shuri as Black Panther, I'm sure will not get paid a ton of money to be in this movie. And I'm sure we'll hear something about how Robert Downey Jr. got paid $80 million. I only got paid $2 million. What's up with that? But like the problem with that. Well, I do think that part of it is because she's a black woman. I think that that's not really that much of an issue now, mostly because of that. I think it's because the reception to her movie wasn't great, and in general, there's so many characters packed into this movie that I'm sure she won't get a lot of screen time. And it's just kind of a poor side effect of it. Like, it does suck that the guy who's been making all the movie and the Marvel movies for the past 15 years is still the same guy making all that money. Which I completely understand. Like, obviously, as an actor, I would be pissed in the new run of Marvel movies where I'm told, hey, you're going to be the face of these movies. And then Robert Downey Jr. shows up again and it's like, hey, I make more money than you again. I would be pissed. Yeah. But it's just a bad side effect of having 50 characters you got to shove in one movie.
I mean,
The real
all of these
conversation
X-Men,
is
too.
how much
Like, that's-
Pedro Pascal gets paid in comparison to Riri Williams. I don't know the actress's name, but like, how many characters can you fit into 2 movies and it's still a good movie? Probably not a lot, and that's why I think this movie is going to be terrible. So that was my big concern for Superman, was that they were putting too many characters in it. And that did great because those other characters were not in that movie very much. But in this movie, it's a little bit different because some of these characters have to be in a lot, and there's like a good 10 characters that have to be in this movie a lot.
It's gonna be weird too, because like Loki is in this movie.
Well, no, Weird
but,
2
like,
isn't even in production yet, but Weird 1...
Yeah. Because like even a character like Loki is in this movie, but all of his recent character development happened in a TV show, and like it's the best TV show they made, but it's still one of their Disney Plus TV shows that just still not that many
to my
people
next
watch.
point. We have Mephisto in the MCU now. Are we really going to go into Doomsday and Secret Wars and Mephisto's not going to play a single part in these movies?
Yes.
Thanks, Tyler.
I don't know. I haven't watched that. So
Yeah, nobody's seen Ironheart. Like, very few people have seen that show. Which is like, you know, what is he doing?
I don't know.
Don't pay attention to me. Keep talking.
He's like clapping. He's like clapping his feet in the bottom corner.
Don't pay attention to me. I'm tuning out because no show will be better than House MD. So
I just think that there's already way too many characters in these movies, and I just like, there's no way in a 2.5 hour movie that there's enough time for all these characters, and it'll probably suck.
All of the X-Men too. Like, what are they doing?
I have no idea. And it's like their biggest pull for the movie is they keep showing you all these people that are going to be in it, and I don't think it'll matter. I think the movie is probably going to suck.
Yeah, like Robert Downey Jr. sitting on the row of chairs, and it's like, cool, man. I don't know.
Yeah, it's
Tell me
like,
what the
thanks
movie's
for
gonna be
wasting
about.
4 hours of my time, you know, because that was a 4-hour live stream where they slowly panned across all these names. And there's still people that are being announced as potentially being in this movie. Like, Chris Evans isn't even confirmed yet, and there's rumors that he's going to be in it, you know? Like,
I would be surprised if he wasn't in it in some way.
a lot of people think he's going to be Agent Hydra, but I don't know.
Oh,
We'll see.
yeah. I could see if they go to like
Point is I'm kind of done.
I don't know. I care about
Well,
like
definitely.
Thor and Loki in this movie, but like this is even weirder now because like it was gonna mean more for Loki if it was Kang,
Yep.
and now it's Doctor Doom, this guy he doesn't know in any way, shape, or form.
Well, no, now it's Iron Man, but actually he's Diet Doctor Doom. He's Diet Doctor Doom.
just like Tony Stark's girlfriend, Pepper. Doctor.
Because he has a One Piece name and his last name is actually his first name, so if he married Pepper Potts, it would be Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, Dr. Pepper. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm not excited. I'm kind of done with Marvel movies. I really am only excited for like Spider-Man, and I want to see the Thunderbolts. And
Like I'm gonna watch the movie, of course.
yeah, me too. I'll
Because I'm
probably
a
drag
simpering
Tyler
consumer.
or somebody
But-
into it. I don't know. Maybe I'll come visit you and Ann in Kalamazoo, and we'll go see it. But I don't know.
That'd be fun.
My problem is if I drive there, my car will explode. I need a new car, but they're so expensive right now, it's not even funny. Thanks, Donnie.
Yeah.
Thanks again, Donnie.
What?
Love your help, Mr. Donnie J. You know, I do say stuff like that, though, and then I spend, $100 on this. But, I'd rather be happy and
Spending
poor.
$700 of One Piece Legos.
Yeah. I don't know. Hopefully, with my new promotion, I'll be making more money, and maybe I'll be able to buy a new car. But time will tell. I'd rather have the One Piece Legos than a new car. I'll be honest. Which I know sounds a little bit awful, considering I just said that the reason I don't go to Kalamazoo is because my car is bad. So it's like kind of like I value Legos above my friends. But I swear that's not what I'm saying.
See, you're thinking about this in an investment type. A car is a depreciating value, whereas Legos are appreciating in value.
Yeah, that's true.
No one does appreciate that.
My my boy Dave Ramsey told me that back in 12th grade. And then I found out Dave Ramsey's a big ass fraud, which I should have seen when I first found out about him, but
it's very obvious. And he's just kind of a dick. And he doesn't really know what he's talking about. He's like Ben Shapiro.
True.
He kind of is, yeah. Let's just say.
All right, I've got nothing else that I need to talk about this episode.
Yeah.
I don't either. I'll probably reference our movie talk again. There's another topic that I want to talk about. It's a big one called the art of pulling off a sequel with a movie.
I mean, we could talk about that one for a long time, probably.
I know. That's why I'll save it as be a bigger topic. But I'll probably come back to this one because we talked a lot about that. So, you know.
You know.
Yeah. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it.
Probably won't be another one next week. Probably won't be another one next week because Likus has to go to Wyoming one more time. But then we'll be back in full swing.
Who? So that's going to do it, though, for this episode.
Yeah, I'm going again to Wyoming.
Stay tuned for other much more amazing content. Until next time, see you guys later. Goodbye. Slay Queen.